MomentoCon 2021. You guys having a good time? I think I have a gentleman right here who has a question. Do you have a question, sir?
Where's the food at?
I guess there's tacos.
Somebody just gave me a waffle fry. It was really good.
A waffle fry?
Thank you.
It sounds really good.
How you doing, guys? You good?
Woo! You got...
Those hard pretzels aren't that good. A big soft pretzel, mustard.
I have a cookie.
No,
It's called
it's not good enough. No, not good enough. Try harder. What you got? Oh, yeah, I'll try harder.
Oh, wow. You're really digging your hand into that box. Here, Mark. Since I know you so well, I brought you your own mic, so you don't have to be stuck in one place.
Thanks. I'm in
You're
stereo
welcome. Who else has food for Mark? Raise your hand.
I'm going over here.
He's taking samples.
Jerky? Yeah. Open up.
They are.
Thank you.
There's someone has a chicken sandwich for you up here.
I'm good. I'm good.
Chicken
What you doing?
tenders. Chicken tenders.
No. Oh, God. That crap will kill you. Thank you. I'm good.
I see a prepackaged
Are you going to sit
cookie.
down or are you just going to hover around? Hurry up. Come on. Bloody VIPs think they own a place.
Mark, I'm gonna entice you to the stage with what this lovely lady here in A32, 2 cow tails and 3 dum-dums. Come on up. It's pretty good. I think it's pretty good.
I have one of these already. They're really good. Thank you. You having fun? Tell your face. You're tired. What?
Oh.
No, thank you. Though. They're
Oh,
great.
thank you.
I like those.
Okay, you also now, we've got some Cheetos and barbecue Lays up here for you. Mark, you always like to get Lays, so come on up.
She started this. How you doing, guys? You good? It's all good. Yeah. Never seen her before in my life. Oh, those are good, but thank you.
I have a question.
I'm just saying hi. You don't have to keep offering me food. I'm just saying hi. Faster, Forrest. Run, run.
She's saying hi over there, Mark. Oh, way over there. See, waving.
I see everybody waving. Doesn't mean I care. No, I'm good. Thanks.
I have a question out here. Does anybody have Mark's T-shirt on?
You didn't bring any food for me?
When I win.
Hold on. This is really important.
This is important.
This is important. Why didn't you bring anything for me?
I'm really sorry.
You really should be.
I'll bring you food then.
No, it's not good enough. You guys having fun today? No place I'd rather be. You guys allergic to something, or why are you sitting all the way back there? Are they allowed to move forward?
I don't know.
You know what? I would if I were you. Nobody's going to kick you out. You want to come up? Come on up.
I would say move forward, and if someone comes and says that's my seat, then be
Someone comes, they're going to have to
respectful,
answer to me. But if you want to come up and move a little forward, come up and move forward. It's
Come on.
Sunday. It's my last one, right?
but- Mark, you need to move forward too. Come on up here.
Stop telling me what to do, Claire. Hey, yeah.
Okay, I have a question. While
appreciate
you
it, but I'm
guys are
good.
moving, who has on Mark's shirt? You have it on. Even when I lose, I win. Stand up if you were wearing it today. Yes, you also have a crowd. That's good. Yes, this shirt right here has a story behind it. And we're going to start today's panel talking about the story behind your shirt.
Between what? Behind what?
Behind your Stan's shirt. Even when I lose, I win. Right here.
That shirt?
You have a tattoo of it? That's awesome. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Sheppard. I finally got him on stage. Those are the best, by the way.
These are cool.
Those are really tasty. They're caramel with like a cream in the middle. I like them.
Sounds disgusting. But
All right.
Is it that American dog chocolate, or is it like really good chocolate?
It's
I don't know what you guys did about Hershey's. I mean, my God, that stuff is revolting. Go to Belgium once in your lives.
It's true.
Real chocolate.
It's true.
Not like they can't do it. They just don't want you to have the good stuff. So,
Belgium
what's
chocolate
going on?
is good.
What do you want to know?
Okay, we're going to start at the end, but not at the end. We're going to start last episode. Tell us the story behind what we didn't see on camera. I know that I have heard it, but if you haven't, it's an amazing, amazing story.
All right, here we go. Episode 1222. So I get stabbed by Lucifer, right? So I get stabbed by the way, you know, if you don't want to know the score, don't go down to the pub. If you haven't seen the episode, you're about 5 years too late. So screw you all. So episode 22, right? Episode 22, I get stabbed by Lucifer. There's a massive problem with that. Problem being is I don't spark out. And of course, they use this clever little trick that they'd used so many times before, where they have me jump out into an animal or they have me jump out into a rat. Okay, so all right, so they have me jump out into a rat. Of course, I'm phobic. I'm actually rat phobic, which is not a good thing. So I managed to handle it. I didn't particularly like the rat. It wasn't a particularly pleasant rat. He had a funny accent. Unlike the hamster. So we did that, and then I was literally sitting there going, this doesn't make any sense, because Lucifer knows I'm not dead, so therefore this is a problem. So I think, no, that was 21. That was episode 21. So it was 1221. 1223, which is the finale, hadn't been written fully yet. And I got a copy of 1223 to read. And I knew I was done, but there's an old thing called the Bochco rule, where you don't tell an actor he's dead until he dies, in case he sets fire to the set or has a tantrum or does something, which is just the way it goes. And I knew that, but I'd already planned, and I'd said my goodbyes to everybody that I needed to, and I was very comfortable with the idea. So all positive, all good. So I get the script, and with all due respect to Andrew, it was, to me, not something that I enjoyed. I read it, and I didn't like the tone or the content of what Crowley was talking about in this episode towards his end. And I very carefully worded, with my wife's help, a very long email to Andrew thanking him for everything he'd done for me to this point, and said that, you know, Crowley doesn't care about this stuff. He doesn't care about Fergus. He doesn't care about any of this other stuff that got sort of shoved in to make a story that didn't really make a lot of sense to me. And I sent him a copy of Rutger Hauer as Roy in Blade Runner, doing the famous speech of time to die. You know, I've seen things you humans wouldn't believe, etc. But it was an incredible thing. And I said, look, you know, you could leave me dead in 21. It would be a wonderful shock. It's just actually sparked me out and had me dead in 21. Because that could have been done in post. And it was like, and I was like, but I really, with all due respect, I don't care. I don't care about what this stuff is in this part of the story. And he said, no. I got an email back about 6 or 8 in the morning going, no, this is just a placeholder. Don't worry. And he proceeded to write my dialogue for the last episode as a complete rewrite of almost everything that I wanted. I had everything in there. And I'd explained this whole thing of what Crowley is tired of is winning. Just winning. There's nothing to it, really. He just keeps winning, even when, and this has been a fundamental theme that I've been going on for years, that Jeremy would write me into a corner brilliantly, and I'd go, well, you do realize I'm going to play it as though I knew this was going to happen. And he goes, yeah, we expect you to do that every time. So, you know, the stuff with Cain, there was that wonderful thing, a director came up to me and goes, so you're afraid of Cain, right? And I went, I have a healthy disrespect for him, but afraid of him? No. It's just somebody I need to manipulate and get to a certain point with, because my goal is Demon Dean. My goal is to continue this situation. And they started to cotton on that I was going to play it how I wanted to play it, even if it was written a certain way. And they gave me a lot of latitude with that, which I always appreciated. And so ultimately, I told him, even when I lose, I win. I mean, Crowley never loses. That's the point. And he's kind of sick and bored of the whole trudging through this chaos. And if people would just listen to him, their lives would have been a lot easier. It's how I feel in life generally. But so he rewrote it with all amazing respect to the man. He rewrote it and gave me this. And so in the middle of the episode, there's me and the Men of Letters, and I have this massive speech. And in that speech I just keep on winning and winning and winning. And it's in the middle of this massive speech. And one of our executive producers, who at this point was annoyed with me because I was quite comfortable with leaving, tried to get me to do something physically different in the middle of that speech, and I couldn't work out why. And he said, like, oh, can you just, like, move upstage during that bit? I'm like, why? And he started shouting at me. It was really funny. He goes, well, so nobody wants to listen to you speak for, like, 5 minutes. I said, I don't know. I've been on the Emmy ballot a few times for that, and people didn't get bored with it. I said, fine, I'll do my best. So as a good little trooper, I did my best to do that. And, of course, what happens? That's the bit they cut out. He wanted to have a cutting point to get rid of the speech, which is my part of the speech. So he cut it out. I didn't find that out till the end. So I did this, and then in my end conversation with Lucifer, he goes, you know you're going to lose. And therefore, my point is saying, funny you should say that. Because even if I lose, I win, right? And then goodbye, boys, and then terminate myself, which is the only way to go out, to change the situation. And I said my goodbyes, and I did my stuff, and I went home. And I went to do ADR on that, and they'd cut that out. And they cut that whole chunk out. It was a little bit of spite. And they cut it out, and they didn't let me have it. They didn't let me have my point. I was like, okay. So I then did a charity shirt and raised money for diabetes with it. So I always thought that was funny. So that's why even when I lose, I win means a lot to me, because it's my line. I own some of the other lines because they were circumstantial. But most of the stuff I ever got to say that was any good was written. And it was, it's great testament to the writers we had. They wrote me some extraordinary stuff, as difficult as it is to say or make sense of sometimes. I get up in the morning, I'm going, oh, God, no one in the history of torture has been tortured with torture like the torture you'll be tortured with. And it ends with a preposition. And that's going to annoy the hell out of me when I say it. No one in the history of torture has been tortured like the torture you'll be tortured with. Torture? With torture? Torture with, torture with. And we could go on for an hour if you wanted to. And then the complication of Elena not knowing how to use a handgun and nearly shooting me on camera. And then, of course, placing the people I was saying that to completely across the room from somebody else I'm having a conversation with. So I have to say that as an aside to 12 people at a table while I'm dealing with her. It becomes this fun circus of things to do, which I enjoy doing. That's my idea of fun on a set. But, yeah, I definitely, whether it was D.C. or San Francisco, it was San Francisco, right, where we had the paddles. Where the paddles were was D.C., right. So they just blend together for me. But everybody had the paddles up, and the paddles were fantastic. And I had forgotten some of these lines that people had written for me. But I remembered the context. As I was walking through the crowd, they were holding them up really sheepishly. It was rather lovely. And I just read them, and I go, oh, yeah, of course, that was that. That was that, and that's happened with that, and that was with Kevin, and, that's how I show love and all that fun stuff about torture. I was laughing about that, the Kevin scene where, I cut off his finger. I just remember Robin, the props girl, going, what do you want? Do you want a drink? What do you want? I said, well, what do you got? She goes, I have a pinwheel. I'm like, cool. So that became the focus of that. And then we had that terrible day where I was doing a convention. I think we were in Chicago. Massive hall. It was like 3 times the size of this hall. And the microphone was down about 50 yards. And there was this really pretty girl, long blonde hair, dressed as Crowley. And she had a pinwheel, which was just a great prop to have. And she asked me a question. And I couldn't see her really well, so I was messing with her. I couldn't see her face really well, distance. And so I jumped off the stage. It was a long way down, ran out, stole her pinwheel, and came back to the stage and continued my conversation with Claire. And that was fine. She stayed at the mic. And after about 3 minutes, she was still at the mic. And she was like, "Can I have my pinwheel back?"
She was not going to let it go.
No, but here was the thing. I was like, "No." And we continued with our stuff. And eventually she went away. And I had the pinwheel with me. And we went backstage and was like, "Thank you," blah, 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 blah. And I handed it off to you, believe it or not. And I went away. And then when I got back to my desk to sign, there she was with her aunt. And what had happened is because I couldn't see she was in distress because she was too far away from me, I had misread her connection to the pinwheel. I thought she was just using it as a prop and it was funny, and it actually had a great deal of meaning to her, and I couldn't tell that she was in distress at the time. It's the one time I made a big mistake. And she goes, "Could I have my pinwheel back, please?" Very bravely. And I went, "I'm really sorry. I've handed it off." And I actually handed it off to I didn't dump you in it.
We had to
didn't
send
dump
it down.
And I was like, and Rian, who was looking after me, realized, I said, "Look, I'll get you another pinwheel or whatever." She goes, "That's fine, but can I have my pinwheel back?" And she couldn't. It was just one of those things she couldn't let go. And I made a massive mistake, and I felt terrible about us. So as much fun as I was having at you guys' expense, I made somebody's day awful. And Rian spent 2 hours tracking it down, found it, and gave it back to her. And she literally went, "Thanks," and went away.
I give you credit for tracking it down.
She did it. Rian did it. But so yeah, if I can see your face, I'll mess with you. But that's the rule. Is if I can't see your face. So that's why I walk through a crowd. Because if I can't, I mean, nobody can see. I've got lights in my eyes. And if I start making fun of you over there, I don't know what your circumstance and situation is, and I don't know how you're going to take it. And there's a lot of us who suffer from anxiety and clinical issues, etc. And one has to be a little careful. But I hope you know that my idea of fun is making fun of anybody dressed as Castiel. I did a convention recently, and this wonderful girl, and I was like, "Who'd you come as?" And she's like, "Castiel." I said, "I've never heard of her." I said, "It's a terrible costume. You could have gone out and spent some money and got a really good costume." She waited till after my guest talk and was standing there and goes, "Do you really dislike my costume?" I'm like, "No." I said, "I've been doing this for years, and it's just part of the love that I have for Misha, is that I will make fun of anybody dressed as him."
And I love that.
So one has to be careful, but please don't take me that personally. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to entertain you, and I will make fun of your food that you're handing me. Doesn't mean it's not nice food. So, yeah, go easy on the internet. I just want to say something about...
We are here to have fun,
We
too,
are here
right,
to
guys?
have fun, yes, absolutely. I'm going to say something that's... Now, how many shows have we done over the years? Just like how many conventions have you and I been to? Hundreds?
Hundreds.
Right.
Hundreds.
Hundreds of conventions. I've been in this place before to do a supernatural convention. I remember playing with the band. It was an amazing experience, the first one we did here. I am absolutely blown away by the fact that a new promoter has put on a show that is this good, and catered for all our fears and all our insecurities. And yes, remember that all we did was spend about a month beating him up on the internet. So if you have enjoyed yourself, it is your duty, nay, your responsibility, to genuinely show this guy appreciation for the effort that he's put in to try to make this work for us, all right?
Especially after 2 years of,
You know, I was booked to do this 2 years ago, and he's hung on, and he didn't renege on any of the deals. He hasn't done any of that stuff. And yes, it's difficult, and we're coming out of COVID, and people's feelings get a lot hurt a lot more quickly, etc. And our concerns are those are concerns. But whether he's stressed out or not stressed out, I think he's done an amazing job. This is a great convention. I've had nothing but fun here. Everybody's been lovely. The people who work here have been really cool. You guys have had good access to me, even post-pandemic, right? We actually feel like this has been good.
The set and the photo op.
I love
booth
this. It's
thing,
like
I love.
he's doing his best, and I just want to genuinely say, I don't think that boy slept in about 5 days trying to make sure everybody's okay and happy. So if you can show him a little love, and come back next year, and you know it'll be a lot easier next year, right?
Yes.
Agreed?
Absolutely.
This is your convention. Make it your convention. The amount of money you have to spend at this convention to see the people you had to see is a lot less than a lot of other conventions. And I'm really impressed by that, and I'm really happy about that. So let's show these people some love, yeah?
Yes. You guys can line up at the mics to ask Mark questions, and while they're lining up, if you're invited back next year, will you consider coming?
Of course I would. I mean, the point is, I love coming to these. It's not, if I come to too many, then it's just Mark and you get bored. But but I'll come when I'm invited, because this is a nice place to come to, and it's a lovely part of the country to be in. And it's close enough to enough centers of places that people can come. So I appreciate you guys very much. And any excuse I have to come here and make fun of you, you know I'll come.
I love that. Next year, they're going to have the snacks ready, Mark.
They
the
better have the
snacks
I
will
want
be ready.
bacon fries. I want Cadbury's chocolate. Jaffa cakes are good. Minstrels, if you don't know what they are, that's my wife's favorite candy. Yeah, we'll just see. And money's always good. Don't want to be crass, but money's
that's
always good.
Just the short list of stuff. We'll
I'm
start over
joking.
here. Hi.
So what's something that you've done and
Elephants.
Okay. And gotten away with that if you'd been caught, you'd been arrested
Elephants.
for?
No. I'm sober 31 and a half years.
My husband's 3 years sober.
From the sheer implication of that statement, can you imagine the shit that I did that I should have been arrested for?
Yes.
I guarantee you, I am looking for mercy, not justice. So I'm a little less aggressive in my pursuit of those who make mistakes than I would be because of the fact that I've made many, many mistakes in my life. And I'm very, very happy that people have shown me love and kindness and allowed me to get through those things and change those aspects of my life and encourage me to change those aspects of my life so that I can be a father, so that I can be a husband, so that I can be those things. Because without me being sober, I wouldn't be able to be any of those things. I'm just a selfish asshole, basically.
Well, congratulations to you. That's awesome.
So yeah, we're looking for a little leniency. Can I ask you guys a question? I know it's personal, you don't have to answer. Hands up who's been vaccinated. Oh yeah. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Political opinions aside, the thing I want you to take from this, if you're considering it, not considering it, doing it, the thing I want you to consider is this is people doing something for you. This isn't necessarily somebody doing something for themselves. The more of us that are vaccinated in this place, the safer we all are. So if you're worried about it, there is great information out there. There's a lot of bullshit out there, but there's great information out there. And you will find that the relief you will get from not being responsible for somebody else's well-being is fantastic. So I encourage you, if you're not sure, you're sitting on the fence, talk to people. Talk to people who seem smart enough to understand and don't have an agenda. Take the politics out of it. Think of the love and the compassion that is required to look after your fellow man. And consider, please consider making that effort and buggering off to Walgreens or CVS or wherever you got to go. And if you have a family that doesn't approve or you have people that are going to give you crap about it, do it and don't tell them.
And congratulations to your husband. Hi.
Hi. So I had, first off, I wanted to say you're awesome, so thank you for being as awesome as you are and for being such an advocate for so much.
Congratulations on catching up.
All right. Fair. And I wish my brother was here because you were personally one of his favorites, and he wishes he could be. But my question is, you've
One
done...
of his favorites? Who else is on the bloody stage right now?
He's not here to defend
Is
himself.
it-
I'm sorry.
Who? Who's this? Your husband?
My brother.
Your brother. Okay. If it was your husband, I'd say you really need to learn how to lie a lot better. Turn around to you could say to your brother, you're one of my favorite brothers. You're
Yeah,
one
I
of
tell
my
him that
favorite
often.
girlfriends. Can you imagine going, you're one of my favorite girlfriends? That's the relationship you have with me. You're one of his favorite actors. He's not here. Lie! God's sakes. We all say we like Misha. We know that's a lie. It's just the cheapest costume you could buy.
Fair.
Sorry, did I go a bit too far there?
No, you're good. My question was, you've done so many different acting jobs.
Name them. No, it's all right. go
It's
on.
a long list, all right? But what are some acting challenges that you have faced in any of your works versus like what is something that's been really easy for you to like overcome and work towards? in
Biggest one is
acting?
getting up in the morning. Pretty much everything after that's pretty simple. Wanting to get up in the morning, getting up in the morning are two different things. Getting up in the morning is a major thing, and that goes back to the 31 and a half years. Everything else is gravy, darling. Everything else is gravy. My life, my kids, my wife, my friends, you guys, this is gravy. You know, where I was to where I am, it's all gravy. I'm still a sulky little bugger, but, you know, and I get pissed off that my tea isn't the right temperature or whatever it happens to be that day. But truth of the matter, there's no challenges. It's just joy and love.
Awesome.
That's
Thank you so
awesome.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Small
Hi.
person alert.
It's little guy over here at the mic. Hi.
You got the mic?
Hi.
Hi. Can you say that lower?
Hi.
Yeah. Cool. What do you want to know?
What's your favorite animal and why?
Ooh, that's a good one.
You know what it is about favorite animals? You know the weird thing about favorite animals? It's what you want other people to think is cool. So you go, ooh, tiger. Ooh, because it's tough and whatever. My favorite animal is a wombat. And if you don't know what a wombat is basically a hump of gristle in Australia. And it's the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life. And it is the most dangerous animal in Australia. You know why? It's not poisonous. It doesn't attack people, but it's the most dangerous animal in Australia. You know why? Because
Why?
people drive into them and flip their cars, because it's basically a bear hump of grizzle. They're the coolest things ever. So go look for a wombat and go look at them. They're the cutest, coolest Australian things.
Love
There you go.
that.
Good question.
Yeah, very good question.
I'm sorry, who did you come as?
Hi,
Who-
I'm Castiel. I came as Castiel. Yeah, you might have heard
I've
that.
never heard of her.
Never heard of. Okay. You used that joke earlier though at the autograph line.
Yeah?
So yeah.
The costume hasn't got any better.
Thank. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Hi. So I was just wondering, after you left Supernatural, did you keep watching the last few seasons? And if
No.
so, okay. If so, did you have any thoughts? That was just my question.
No.
Okay.
I'm very happy my friends are working. Really happy my friends are working. I'm really glad they managed to work out how to make themselves the seasons that they wanted to make. And they basically rebooted every 5 years very cleverly. And I'm really glad they did that. And it's fun to see my friends have success. I really do enjoy it. I was incredibly busy from the time I left. I went on tour with Robin Hitchcock. I was making records and doing some stuff. And then the next thing I know, it's like 18 months later and I'm doing Doom Patrol. It's like the weirdest, time to act. Okay. So, it's an equal playing field now. I don't want to show up at conventions where every third question is, are you coming back for the finale? Because that's what it would have been. Or why did you leave the show? And I don't want my friends to have to deal with that. It's just garbage to deal with that. Much as it's not garbage that you feel a certain way. It's just the best thing to do was to extricate myself from that stuff. And now we've all been part of it. We've all been part of this incredible 15-year run. Some of us more than others. You know, I'm still number 4 in that situation as far as that's concerned. And I'm proud of what we did. I'm proud of what we accomplished together and separately. And, you know, it's an amazing thing. I mean, look at this. Look at this for you know, years after a show is finished. It's rather amazing how many people it's brought together, you know, and that's what I love about it. As much as I make fun of Misha all the time, you know, the guy builds hospitals and schools and actually puts his money where his mouth is, as do the boys, as do most of everybody else that I work with that you know have seen on this stage. I'm proud of all of them, and what I love is that the Supernatural family comes in behind our causes, you know, even when I lose, I win, and those things, and makes them 1,000 times bigger. So I love you guys for that. You stick together like glue, and I think it's brilliant. So if you're new to this, if you're new and this is the first time you've interacted with the Supernatural family and you think they're a bunch of elitists that all talk in a funny language, you've got the wrong fandom for starters. This is Supernatural family. This isn't how clever and how much do you know about episodes place. This is we come together with a mutual love for the themes and the ideas behind it and what we can do with it. So if you're new to this, welcome. You will make friends here, whether you like it or not. If you stumble, we will pick you up. If you have an anxiety attack, we will go, here's 47 people who go through the same thing. Let's give them some space. I was actually telling something in the guest talk. We were doing a meet and greet upstairs, and I was saying, like, you know, if somebody came in here, ripped somebody's mask off and started screaming and shouting in their face or whatever, I can think of 5 girls that would just sit on him. Find the 5 tallest girls, they'd sit on him, but like, don't call the police. No, we don't need the police. Bring a social worker or call his brother or his mom or somebody, and we'll take care of him, don't worry. It's that kind of vibe, and it's a safe space. It's a safe space for gender, for identity, for sexuality, for race, for creed, for religion, for the opposites or antithesis of any of those things. You are safe here. It's not a predatory environment. We don't do well with predatory people. None of us here do well with predatory people. And they kind of get outed really quickly and disappear. Mm-hmm. But I see a lot of kindness and a lot of love. So if you're new to this, welcome to the ride.
I love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Beth. You are my favorite actor and
Yes!
You were listening. Very good.
I do have a husband, I've learned. I am also one of the crazy fans that my son decided to buy chickens, and I named one Hellhound.
Then I see that's completely wrong. Right? Okay, chickens are not the smartest things in the world. So the chicken won't mind when you rename the chicken Fowly.
I like that.
We just had this conversation. A pig would be Sowly, an owl would be Owly, a cat would be Meowly, a dog would be Growly. Right? And a
Well,
chicken.
what's funny, the partner was Angel.
I don't care. The chicken. Who cares about angels? My God, the most boring things on earth. Or heaven. Chicken. Fowly. Right?
We'll probably get more chickens, so we'll get one made.
Fowly. Moving on.
Okay, I do have a question.
No, you don't.
Go ahead.
What is there one scene that was the hardest to get through with any of the cast? If it was with the boys or Bobby,
The hardest
like
one to,
it was one to get through.
No, the hardest one to get through is very different than the best one. The best one's the end of season 8. We talked about that all the time. Mm-hmm. Okay. The hardest one to get through is I'd rather be slapped in the face during sex by a girl in a Zorro mask. I think there is about 38 takes of that. Because poor Jensen, who never screws up, who learns dialogue faster and better than any other human being on the face of the planet that I can think of, made the mistake of being in front of myself and Jared at the end of a day in a warehouse somewhere, and he fluffed the first version of that line. And from that moment on, We tortured him. Sorry, say that again. What was that? So the original cut of the blooper reel of that season, our version, not the version that went out to you guys, is literally punctuated every minute by him doing another take of it. With the cursing, the screaming. We are crying laughing. We are literally crying laughing. I'd rather be slapped. And it's because he never messes up his lines that way. So it's, the blooper reels are great. You should enjoy the blooper reels.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi.
Hello, I'm Megan.
Hi, Megan.
I know there's a lot of bad that's come out of the pandemic, but my question is, what good has come out of it for you, during the time maybe where you had to stay at home or whatnot?
You guys all got vaccinated. That's what good comes out of the pandemic. We might actually have a chance of getting through something that happens in the course of the world and the course of the universe, but we might actually eventually work out how to come together and solve this problem first before we try to solve anything else. Too many people are dead. 640,000 Americans are dead. We can't even compute that. It doesn't even register on 40% of the population that this amount of people are dead. We talk about, our fallen in Afghanistan. We talk about this. We talk about 640,000 people are dead, and we can't get our shit together to stop it. You want to talk about the pandemic? Get your family vaccinated. Get your friends vaccinated. Take the politics out of this BS, and let's move forwards. Everything else is secondary, because we can have wonderful realizations about how much we love our family while our lungs are honeycombed or whatever. We don't even know what the long-term effects of the drugs they use to treat COVID are going to be. So if you're on the bloody fence about that stuff, about FDA approval, the crap they're going to put in your body is way, way scarier than the vaccines. So just, grow up, guys. It's time to stop. It's time to move on.
As is a horse dewormer.
What?
The horse dewormer.
Horse dewormer. Right now, if you get a gunshot wound in Oklahoma, you cannot get treated because of all the people who are overdosing on horse dewormer. Didn't say the people, I said all the people who are. That is a massive number of, I could say idiots, and that would be disingenuous. People who have been manipulated and pushed and cheated out of truth and cheated out of choice. So a little kindness towards them, even in their aberrant behavior, may help. I find that with kindness and with consideration, you can help bring people around to doing the right thing. That's what we are as a country. We have never been a country that didn't care about other people. We're starting to be a country that goes me first, and that's not okay. We have never been that. What we are is 3 service people on a train in France. What we are is Flight 93. What we are is somebody stumbles, we go pick them up. That's what we do. That's who we are, regardless of politics, creed, color, religion, sexuality, anything else. And anybody who says anything different's an ass. To be an American, to be a proud American, I swore an oath that is similar to the military oath, to become a part of this country. I've been a part of this country for 26 years, and a guy at the border turned around to me and goes, "What, do you hate us?" I'm like, "Excuse me?" He goes, "Oh, you get all the benefits of being a green card holder, but you don't take the responsibilities of being a citizen." I was like, okay. 90 days later, I'd applied for my citizenship. I am a proud American. We make mistakes. We do dumb stuff. But it's still the greatest country in the world. It is the greatest country in the world because of its potential and its ability to change and heal and shape and care. And when we stop caring about our neighbors, we can't call ourselves Christians. When we stop caring about our neighbors, we cannot call ourselves patriots. When we stop caring about our neighbors, we cannot call ourselves Americans. That's who we are. This country is founded on that principle. The greatest living documents that have ever existed, right? Ever. I've lived in other countries under other versions of a constitution, other versions of no constitution. We've got it all. What the hell has this country not given us? Everything. This is the only country in the world where I can do this. That's a tiny little bit of it. It's the only country in the world. My kids grow up free, with choice. You take that away, that's un-American. You don't take away my choice. And the choice to screw somebody else over is not a choice. That's not a choice. That's not a right. Your rights are your rights, but your responsibilities are the big deal of that. And that's what I was told when I swore an oath in front of our flag and I said the Pledge of Allegiance. I believe I was told clearly that I have responsibilities. And those are the things I look forward to exercising. Right?
Thank you. Hi.
I just want to say you make everything better that you're in. And I also was wondering what was on your shirt.
Be awesome, read books.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sorry, I can't read it, but
I'll read it for you. Hi.
Hi. So I first saw you on Supernatural as Crowley, and then I saw you on Leverage as Jim Sterling, and then on Warehouse 13 as Valdez.
you never watched The X-Files?
No. Sorry. But I also saw you on Doctor Who as Kit.
As who? As Canton Everett, Delaware,
the third.
There you go.
So basically my question is, out of those characters, which one was your favorite to play?
Let's put it this way. I'm a very lucky and privileged person that I have had wonderful writers who actually create things for me or decide I'm the person that gets to play them. Okay. That being said, the things I love doing the most tend to be the things that you like. Okay. It's worked out that way. The things that you've enjoyed most about whatever I've done, those of you that enjoy my work as opposed to some of you who think I'm maybe something else, but those of you who enjoy my work and have said so, you can pretty much guarantee the things that I've loved the most are pretty much the things that you've loved the most. It's the easiest way of saying it, because you do it with heart and passion, it works out. There's been a few things that I've done and heart and passion wasn't involved because it just wasn't available. And I've tried and I've banged my head against the wall trying to, make a good episode of Star Trek, but it just wasn't there. I met wonderful people on there, but it wasn't fun in the same way. Firefly is fun because it was Firefly. Battlestar was fun because it was incredibly deep work. Doom Patrol is fun because it's Doom Patrol. Supernatural, I'm supposed to have been there for an episode. 8 years later, of course it's fun, it's joyous, and I love my work. I love doing the opportunity to do my work. And I'm so proud and so happy that you guys enjoy what I do. It's a lovely thing.
Amazing. Thank you. We have time for one more question on each side. So we'll come over here. Hi.
Hi. First, I wanted to start.
Are you going to come here to tell me I'm double parked?
No. Actually, first, what I wanted to say was I wanted to thank you for your compliment on my Rowena costume yesterday, because that really made my day.
I didn't know it was a Rowena costume. That's why.
But my question for you is there any character on Supernatural that you didn't get to have a scene with that you would have enjoyed having a scene with?
Yeah, anyone that I didn't get to have a scene with. I mean,
He's equal opportunity.
I know all the people on it. I just didn't always get to work with everyone. But yeah, you know what? There would have been so much fun to do so many things. But we have relationships that go beyond that. We've either played together or sang together or done concerts together or conventions together. And so we're all connected. It's, come one, come all. That's the way it is.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi. And last but not least, hi.
Hi. Don't get mad at me.
I will.
Okay. So unfortunately, we didn't get to have you to the very end, and I was curious as to how Crowley's character would have taken to Lucifer's son, Jack.
No idea. No idea. I mean, the point is, it is what it is. And you have to let it be what it is. If that moves you to writing your own stories, or that moves you into wanting to create, I hate the ending, so I'm going to write a whole new series by myself, then basically you're Eric Kripke. You know what I'm saying? It's like all the great writers I know, took umbrage with some show somewhere and thought they could write something better or an homage to. So if it stirs your creative juices and makes your imagination go, take that passion for what you might have wanted or what you might have thought or what you thought should be different. Go write something. Go paint something. Go dance something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do with it.
And there's all the fan fiction too, so.
Yeah, you go. I'm saying that's what I was trying to say. It's like, but fan fiction tends to be restrictive within the context of the already established circumstances and characters. Use it to paint a picture. Use it to sing a song, do a dance, play with your kids, whatever it is you want to do. But it's to stir the imagination, not to run it down into corners and make it finite.
Love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mark, you're amazing. I love you.
Thank
Did
you,
you guys
Claire.
enjoy your panel? Until next year, one more big round of applause for Mark Sheppard.
I'm going to be signing at the table for a while, so you want to come say hi, let me know, okay? Thank you, guys. See you next time I can, all right?